Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. As we begin this edition, this Tuesday edition, there is one surprise that there is a nation which is our neighbor that promotes, rewards losers, viewers. And how they do it with such alacrity and with such pomp and splendor is something that leaves me gobsmacked, not just as a viewer, as a journalist, but as someone who's looking at a nation which has been pounded, pummeled by its enemy, and you're promoting its army chief to a field marshal, 3-star to 5-star or 4-star to 5-star. That's what you're giving. Ayub Khan back then was the president and appointed himself field marshal. Here, an Asim Munir is being appointed by the cabinet and by the prime minister, rank of field marshal. Please note this. He is not from any official military academy. He finished the careers, literally, that's what's reported, of 20 lieutenant generals. He forcibly removed, incarcerated and elected leader, a sitting prime minister in Imran Khan. Imran's close aide said that the Pakistan Democracy Act introduced in the US Parliament had recommended sanctions against Asim Munir for visa restrictions and asset freeze. Munir wants to take control of Pakistan before November 2025 to save himself from this bill. Pak Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif remains a puppet in the hands of Munir, who was in the driving seat and who had the steerings of the nation is very clearly seen. This man has been nicknamed the deceiver by his batchmates when he was a major or a junior officer. He was referred to, or he's continuously referred to in the military circles in Pakistan as Chachu Whiskey and erstwhile elsewhere as Mullah Munir. In these military circles, this is reported. He led Dehshatgardi in Vardi in areas like Balochistan, Waziristan, Pakhtunistan, Sindh, POK. ये जो दहशतगर्दी है, इसके पीछे वर्दी है, is a coinage which continues under his leadership in these regions. He tarnished the code of the uniform by equating it with service to religion rather than service to nation. You ask any person who's donned the uniform across the world would say we serve the country, not a particular religion, but this man changed that code. He spewed bigoted political venom and further insulted the uniform. Asim Munir could not prevent the Baloch Liberation Army capturing the Manguchot town in Balochistan. He could do nothing in the Jafar Express hijack when his own personnel were taken hostage. There are visuals of how the Pakistan army was battered at the hands of the BLA during the Jafar Express hijack incident. He saw patronized terror infrastructure demolished under Operation Sindoor. He moved or was moved to a bunker for 2 hours as 11 air bases were pounded, 20% of the entire armed forces infrastructure decimated in less than 25 minutes. He tried to humanize his failure and avoid scrutiny of strategic failures of radar gaps during Operation Sindoor. Bharat strikes exposed Pakistan's weak ammunition. Munir's military stretched thin amid economic unrest. It's a nation that is going around with a begging bowl. 40% of this entire budget of Pakistan is consumed by the defense. He's charged with multiple acts of corruption and looting billions of dollars of Pakistan people's money and pocketing it himself. Bharat's drone warfare exposing Pakistan's defense vulnerabilities. He highlighted civilian casualties to reinforce Pakistan's victimhood narrative globally, according to intel sources, but not one salute or guard of honor to the braves in Pakistani uniform who have been consumed because of his act. Munir scrambling to secure financial aid. He is at the beck and call of Beijing. This J-35 fighters that has come at 50% discount, please be rest assured that he is sacrificing at the altar of his own sustenance the entire sovereignty of Pakistan, declaring it or rendering it a near vassal state at the hands of Beijing and the CCP. There's been an overwhelming response for Asim Munir. That's what many believe, and that's what is being made out to play, but he's caught in his own labyrinth. The simple question is, viewers, does he deserve to be called Field Marshal, or is he actually a failed marshal? Ambassador Rajiv Dogra is with us, Tilak Devasharji is joining us, Major Manik Jolly with us, and we also have with us at the top Ahmad Mustaqan, Baloch activist. My namaste, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat to everybody, and trust everybody is well. Ambassador Rajiv Dogra, what is this? Can you believe this? This is what the Pakistanis have stooped down to now.
Are you sure this is true, or is it a bad dream that we are seeing? Because there's no reason that even in a cuckoo land this doesn't happen. That you failed and you literally begged for mercy and sought ceasefire from India, and then as a reward you promote a failed general, as you very rightly called him, and make him the Field Marshal. Whatever for? Unless there is a devious design and Shehbaz Sharif is trying to protect himself from a coup, military coup, by promoting him, kicking him upstairs and getting his own army chief all over again. So nothing can be ruled out in a cuckoo land called Pakistan, but it really is bizarre to say the least, and I hope that Pakistani opinion makers, Pakistani people themselves start wondering as to where and in which direction is Pakistan going. Because Field Marshal is something which Sam Manekshaw deserved. Field Marshal is something which victorious generals in Russia and America deserved for their victory against Hitler. Why is a person of this low caliber being promoted to a Field Marshal? This is not a good reflection on Pakistan itself.
Sir, you have given cuckoo land dignity by equating it to Pakistan. That's what somebody just responded watching the broadcast. Tilak Devasharji, your thoughts?
I would like to mention two anecdotes. When Ayub Khan became Field Marshal, one of the reasons that motivated Ayub Khan to become, that there was a ceremonial parade of the Punjab regiment. And Lord Auchinleck was the Colonel Commandant of the Punjab regiment. And in the ceremonial parade, he raised his baton in salute. And Ayub Khan from the dais had to give a hand salute. This upset Ayub Khan a lot, that he had to give a hand salute, whereas Auchinleck gave a salute from the baton. So the next day, his ADC went up to Auchinleck and asked to borrow his baton. And had it copied, and Ayub Khan declared himself Field Marshal. Person most upset was Auchinleck, because he said, and I quote, he told Iskandar Mizra, "This rank is only awarded for exceptional services rendered during wartime." He exclaimed, "I earned my rank for my efforts in the Second World War. What battle has Ayub won that he presumes to call himself a Field Marshal?"
Exactly.
Similarly, today, you can very well ask, what battle has, Asim Munir won? He lost. And I think one of the reasons is to cover up the loss. He has appointed himself as Field Marshal, to tell the public that he actually won, and in recognition of the great services rendered by Asim Munir, he has been promoted to the rank of Field Marshal. He doesn't deserve it. He should not have been. It is sullying the rank of the Field Marshal for Asim Munir to have occupied it. And I'm sure there will be a lot of unrest within the Pakistan army and elsewhere, that a man who's lost a battle presumes to call himself Field Marshal.